A lot of this, and this is why we're combining, frankly. Our shareholders have to be happy with us as a bank. If we have a low stock price, if we're cheap, another bank will buy us. We've proven as a bank, and I've seen this on my side, that we can provide value for shareholders. We can provide a great return, but we're also having that customer impact. We're customer driven as a bank. And if one of my clients has an issue with something that's occurring, whether it's my fault or it's regulatory fault or it's the bank policy, I still have to figure out how do I explain to them why we're doing something a certain way. Just telling a client it is what it is doesn't go very far. People eventually will leave. And breaking down banking, um, it, a lot of people that I work with, especially in my role as a commercial lender, it's their first loan in the commercial space. They're getting their first credit card. They're buying a building as opposed to leasing for their business. They're setting up a line of credit so they can hire their first employee. A lot of those conversations come up, and they typically don't have a CFO or a full-time CPA who's guiding them. So that's a little bit of my role to help get them through banking. Um, the communities we work in, especially with Sandy Spring, we are actually investing $9.5 billion into that community, which is Maryland, Northern Maryland, going up to Baltimore. We're opening more branch locations as part of that community investment, especially in lower to moderate income areas. Um, and a lot of that will drive future business, both for the bank and for myself. Again, I'm in Northern Virginia. For those of you like myself here, um, we go up till now, we go up to the DC border and stop in Arlington for the most part. As many of you know, a lot of businesses do business on the Maryland side. They'll take 495 to Bethesda, Rockville. I have clients who are investing in Baltimore. It doesn't just end at the Virginia border. And this will give us a stronger presence in that market. And we're excited about it as a bank. I know I am as a lender. I already have clients on that side of Maryland that all of a sudden they're going to have branches within 15-minute drive. Their employees will have a place that they don't just have to go to drop off checks for the business, but can actually bank themselves because it's no longer just remote and virtual banking. And for a lot of clients, even though they don't need a branch every day, and certainly the trend is to mobile, for some of the bigger life decisions, investing a significant amount of money in your business, buying a home, people want to sit down with someone they can see face to face, and just add comfort. You can get all of that over Zoom, a lot of the information. You can read a lot of the information. It's all publicly available. And a lot of banks put their rates online, but there's still comfort that I see with my clients and guiding them on what the plan is to get to that successful outcome. Um, and then for teammates, for myself, it means there's additional career opportunities. Again, I'm not planning on retiring tomorrow. I still have quite a long journey ahead of me. But there's additional opportunities as a bank is growing. Um, I'm going to dive into and I'm going to talk about some of the experiences I've seen with some of my employees, the paths that they've taken. Not everyone wakes up one day and wants to be a lender or be a banker. Sometimes I think some people want to become astronauts, they want to become doctors. Very few I've met at least say, "Oh, I really wish to be a banker when I grew up." And I'll talk about how that's changed over the course of my career.